Welcome back to the show, everyone. Today, we're diving into a topic that many find fascinating: project management and the impact of differing opinions on a team. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where it felt like you were in a tug-of-war with your team? Trust me, I've been there. Just last week, my team was tackling a new project, and everyone thought their idea was the golden ticket. I found myself asking, how on earth do we bring all this together?
Oh wow, yes, I can totally relate. Just the other day, I was part of this group for a charity event, and wow, the different opinions on how to organize it were wild. Some folks were adamant about a barbecue, while others insisted on a black tie affair. How do you even find common ground in those situations?
Exactly. The key lies in fostering an environment where everyone feels safe to express their opinions without the fear of backlash. It's about listening and uncovering those common threads. For instance, in my last project, I made it a point to emphasize collaboration, and suddenly people's barriers began to come down. It's a bit like gardening. You have to cultivate the soil and prune the weeds before you can grow something beautiful.
Haha, gardening. Do you, have a green thumb? I once tried to grow tomatoes, and they ended up turning into salad, like, literally, no tomatoes at all. But I guess you're right, it takes time, doesn't it? So how can teams make sure those weeds don't overshadow the great ideas?
Great analogy. It's all about establishing a feedback loop. After discussions, I often suggest, let's grab coffee and chat about it further. I once did this with my team, and it was simply magical. Over coffee, everyone started sharing their thoughts, and we ended up unearthing some brilliant ideas. That casual setting really works wonders.
Coffee is, like, total brainstorming fuel. So, like, you mentioned some stock ideas earlier. How do you prioritize which ideas to implement first when the clock is ticking? I mean, that sounds super tricky.
That's an excellent question. Prioritization is like balancing a budget, right? You have to evaluate ideas based on their impact, feasibility, and crucially, the timeline. If you have a deadline looming, you wouldn't want to focus on a long-term project when you can achieve quick wins. I like to visualize this using a whiteboard or Post-its. They're incredibly helpful.
Oh wow, I love that. Whiteboards and Post-its? Do you think it helps to visualize all the sticky things that just don't quite stick yet? Like, ideas that sound cool but just won't work? Laughs.
Haha! Absolutely. It's like picking the perfect shade for a new laptop. There are a million options out there, but only a few will fit just right. You need to be willing to experiment and pivot when necessary. Kind of like switching from Windows to a Mac, because it just clicks better for you.
Haha, so true. I tried that switch once and, it felt like learning a new language. I had no idea how to navigate everything. But once you establish a strategy, do you think local businesses could, like, learn from this type of project management too?
Absolutely. Local businesses could immensely benefit from understanding how to manage differing viewpoints. It's like creating a community garden. Everyone brings their unique plant to the table. With the right care and collaboration, they all bloom beautifully together, enhancing the overall park's appeal.
Wow, so it's like a metaphor for life. We all come from different backgrounds, and when we share ideas like flowers, the world becomes a more vibrant place. Speaking of that, has there ever been a time when you had to deal with someone extremely resistant in your team?
Oh, way too many times. Haha. Let me share this quirky instance. I had a colleague who absolutely refused to use emails. Yeah! He insisted on face-to-face communication for everything. It drove me nuts initially. But then I thought, why not blend the two methods? So I arranged a workshop on communication and had email etiquette games. It turned out surprisingly well. It's all about finding a compromise.
Haha, games. That's such a fun idea. Did you ever, like, get people to dress up or anything for it? Laughs.
You know, I totally should have. That would have cranked the energy up a notch. Maybe next time. So to wrap things up, always keep an open mind, adapt, and remember that a little collaboration goes a long way. A project can succeed like a well-timed ship arriving at the port, ready to unload treasures.
Oh, that's poetic. I love it. It's like every meeting can turn into a treasure hunt for the best ideas. This conversation has been super enlightening. Thanks for exploring this topic with me today.